Hello, everyone. My guest today is Nikhil Aitharaju. He's an entrepreneur who started a multi-million-dollar SaaS business in college using SEO and content marketing. After successfully selling the company in 2018, he's now working on a new product to help others achieve similar marketing success for their business. It's called usetopic.com. Nikhil, you ready to take us to the top?
Yep, I'm all set to
All
go.
right. So what's the business do? How are you making money?
Yeah, so we are a SaaS subscription business. Our product is UseTopic. So we are a SEO content tool that helps brands write high quality, comprehensive content optimized for search. We do that in two ways. We have a research component that automates the research involved in creating an effective outline. And B, we give a real time feedback on the draft as your writer is writing the content. And we do make money by selling our SaaS subscription. It starts at $50 a month.
50 a month?
50, yeah, that's correct.
That's great. And when did you launch the business?
In late 2019.
2019. Okay. And how many customers are you serving today?
200.
200. Great.
Right.
And where did you? I mean, tell me the story. 200 customers is not easy. Where did you get the first 10?
Yeah, it's a lot of things that didn't scale. So a lot of we went to events. We actually offered to do free work for some of our contacts who work in the SEO content departments. And that's how we initially got our first 10 customers. So it's a combination of events and offering value to those initial set of customers.
And how are you getting customers today? Obviously, there's no events happening.
Yeah, that's a good question. Right now, I think we've been focusing a lot on our product. So there's a lot of word of mouth that's working out for us. We're also experimenting with some free tools on our product that's getting us some traffic. And a lot of forums, posting about ourselves on different forums is actually getting that traffic right now.
What forums bring you the most traffic?
Honestly, we haven't measured, but there are a couple of Slack groups like Traffic Think Tank and Demand Curve, a couple of these key Slack groups where marketing folks hang out. So we have gotten some initial set of customers through those groups, but then after that, the word of mouth trickled in, combined with some Google SEM. So that's what led to this current number.
And what's MRR today?
It's 21.
21,000 a month?
That's correct.
Got it. So what does that mean? You've got about 200 customers that on average pay $100 a month, something like that?
That's correct.
That's great. And where were you exactly a year ago? Do you remember?
It's $0.
Oh, you were pre-revenue in 2020.
That's correct. So exactly before COVID started, that's when we got our first customer, and then that's what the flywheel effect kicked in.
Got it. Okay. And have you bootstrapped the business or raised?
Bootstrap.
Any plans to raise?
Nope.
Why is that? Yeah, it was a quick no.
I think primarily because we see ourselves making decent lifestyle, and raising money, VC money means you have to go for the swing to the fences, and I'm not sure yet if we can do that with our current positioning. So we will wait until we have a clear position to idea going forward. But for now, I think we want to bootstrap it as much as possible.
And who's we? How many people are on the team?
Just me and my co-founder.
Two of you. That's great. So you're splitting $21,000 a month every month. That's not a bad deal.
It's not a bad deal. So yeah, that's why we want to continue doing this and chugging along. I think we can get to $1 million.
$1 million with two people?
Not with two, but maybe a couple of them on the team. But yeah.
Did you guys split it 50-50?
No, right now we're investing back in the growth.
Equity.
Equity, yes, correct, 50-50.
Got it. But okay, so you're reinvesting everything back in growth, though.
That's correct.
And what are some of those growth metrics today? How are you getting customers now besides the think tanks and Slack groups?
Yeah, so I think SEM is something that Google Ads is something that we're investing money in. We're actually trying to kick off our content program. Content is going to be a long-term play, but we at least want to lay the seeds right now, sow the seeds right now, and see what happens in a year. But I think those are two channels that we're investing money in. I think, that's pretty much where we're investing currently. We're looking into other channels to create that predictable revenue flow. We don't have that yet, to be honest.
How much are you spending per month on Google Ads?
Around $3,000.
$3,000. And so you probably have some idea of what it costs you to get a new $100 a month customer.
it's terrible. It's right now we're paying $500 per customer on Google Ads, and yeah, it's not a great channel at the moment.
Why do you say it's terrible?
Terrible because of the way we've implemented it. We haven't really optimized it or been watching it really well closely. So we've been bidding on keywords that were not really bad and that resulted in that high cost. So we're looking at optimizing it, but then I think I need to look into other channels than Google Ads, because Google Ads can only get you X number of customers. So we need to look at other channels that are more, Facebook or Instagram or other channels.
Mm-hmm. And now once you get these customers, are they sticking? What's your churn look like?
Churn's pretty high right now. It's around 5%, 5 to 7% monthly. Yeah, that's because I think last year we were doing a bunch of random things. We also launched OpenAI's GPT-3 integration that really got us a lot of customers, but then people realized that we're not going to be generating content for you, like an entire long form content. So they churned. So I think right now we're trying to figure out our ideal customer and then sort of zero in on that.
Mm-hmm. And who do you think your ideal customer is going to be?
Agencies or content teams are going to be our ideal customers.
Mm-hmm. And is there a path?
Investing in SEO.
Is there a path to charge more than $100 per month? I mean, can you go up to $500 a month, $1,000 per month?
Yeah, there is a path. We are going to be experimenting with that. We're going to be launching some bolt-on products to see if we can, unlock that potential. But there is a path. We got to see if it's going to work out or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, and you're working with some folks here. So I'm super close in San Antonio with the ScaleWorks crew, which obviously
nice.
FileStack and Qualer. It sounds like pretty well. What made, like, you have FileStack's homepage on a screenshot of their clicks going from call it maxes of 200 a day to maxes of 1,100 clicks per day using your tool. What was the critical turning point for them that enabled you to help them get more free clicks from Google over such a short period of time?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So when we exited the company in 2018, FileStack actually bought us out, and we were looking to work on new ideas. We were helping them with SEO.
Wait, sorry, who bought you out?
FileStack.
Oh, interesting. Wait, what company did you sell?
Tint.
Oh, of course. Oh, you were on the Tint team.
That's correct. Yeah.
I feel like what's your co-founder's name on Tint?
Tim Teku.
Yeah, and then he went and traveled Asia forever, right?
Yep. He's currently still traveling.
Was that an okay relationship, or are you guys hate each other?
Oh yeah, great relationship. We still take advice, and if this doesn't work out, we're gonna figure out some other ideas together in the future.
Okay, now I understand why so many of your customers that you're featuring are from the ScaleWorks portfolio companies.
Yep. I think we want to utilize every relationship that we got to figure out if we have product market fit. So yeah, so that's what we did.
Let me ask you another question, because you have a beautiful pricing page and you've identified a very clear utility value that you're upselling against, which is number of content briefs. How did you decide that is the right thing to upsell against versus number of writers or number of keywords suggested or things like that?
Yeah, that's a good question. So for the number of briefs, it's partly to be extremely transparent based on the competitive landscape and what they're doing. So we are pretty new to this industry. So we looked at other competitors in the space who were kind of offering similar solutions, and we sort of based off our pricing based on that. And then we realized that a lot of marketing teams, unless you're a big content team, you don't have a lot of writers in-house, and they wouldn't be willing to pay more for those seats, unlike sales organizations where you have to pay per seat. So number of seats is not going to be a big lever. So that wasn't the case. I think briefs, it's easy to peg the value, because if you're spending $100 on a content or $200 on every single content, if you can optimize it or do a better job, researching, it's only $10. So it's only like 5% of what you're spending on every piece. So it's easy to justify the value. So that's why we, use that briefs as a lever.
Mm-hmm. And how do you, so let's say I was using this, do you help me find writers to then actually execute typing against the keywords you recommend in the content brief? Or do I have to bring that person and have them like a full-time on my staff?
You have to have that person. We're not a marketplace.
Yeah. Interesting. I mean, because I imagine that's a big friction point for people that want to use you, right? They have to go hire a writer.
That's correct. That's why we stopped. We don't work with a lot of startups or initial, like who are actually looking to kickstart their content program because they have this problem of finding good writers. Usually, the teams that we work with already have like established workflows and they already have relationship with writers.
Mm-hmm. That's great. Got it. Cool. Well, anything I should have asked about that we haven't chatted about?
Uh, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, maybe you can ask about like GPT-3, like OpenAI's, if you're
Have you
aware of
incorporated
that.
any of that in the platform?
Yep. Yep. You can ask me that question.
How so?
Right.
Yeah. So how does GPT-3 integrate with Use Topic?
So right now, GPT-3, for people who don't know, it's OpenAI's AI model that's able to generate text, make predictions, able to generate text based on inputs that you give to the model. So we are actually using GPT-3 in production to generate titles and descriptions. Oftentimes, people have issues with coming up with these titles and descriptions that are, that are close to the search intent. So we're helping people generate them, and eventually we will be incorporating them. As you're writing content, as you want to take some of your ideas and turn them into sentences, we're going to be incorporating GPT-3 into that process. So it's going to do GPT-3 is really good at taking your ideas and turning them into sentences. So we want to leverage that technology as you're writing the content.
Love it. All right, Nikhil, let's wrap up with the famous five. Number one, favorite business book.
The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham.
Number two, is there a CEO you're following or studying right now?
I'm following a CTO co-founder, Jason Cohen from WP Engine. Great guy. I love his
smart bear before that. Number three, what's your favorite online tool for building your business?
I love Figma. I love Notion. I think Notion's great.
Number four, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
6 to 7. Working on that right now.
And what's your situation? Married, single, kids?
Married before the COVID hit, so.
That's good. Any kids?
No kids.
All right. And how old are you?
31.
31. Last question. What's something you wish you knew when you were 20?
Be lean. Don't get swayed away by your initial growth and start over hiring. Try to keep it lean. Always bootstrap.
Guys, he sold his first company, Tint, now building Use Topic. Makes it easier for you to come up with ideas to write about so you can dominate the SEO game. He's got 200 customers, paying on average $100 a month, doing $21,000 in MRR right now, or about $250,000 in ARR as they look to scale. Just two people, which we love. He thinks they can hit $1 million run rate with a very small team. They're completely bootstrapped as they continue to scale. Nikhil, thanks for taking us to the top.
Thanks, Nathan.
One more thing before you go. We have a brand new show every Thursday at 1 p.m. Central. It's called Shark Tank for SaaS. We call it Deal or Bust. One founder comes on, 3 hungry buyers, they try and do a deal live, and the founder shares back-end dashboards, their expenses, their revenue, ARPU, CAC, LTV, you name it, they share it. And the buyers try and make a deal live. It is fun to watch every Thursday, 1 p.m. Central. Additionally, remember, these recorded founder interviews go live. We release them here on YouTube every day at 2 p.m. Central. To make sure you don't miss any of that, make sure you click the subscribe button below here on YouTube, the big red button, and then click the little bell notification to make sure you get notifications when we do go live. I wouldn't want you to miss breaking news in the SaaS world, whether it's an acquisition, a big fundraise, a big sale, a big profitability statement, or something else. I don't want you to miss it. Additionally, if you want to take this conversation deeper and further, we have by far the largest private Slack community for B2B SaaS founders. You want to get in there. We've probably talked about your tool if you're running a company or your firm if you're investing. You can go in there and quickly search and see what people are saying. Sign up for that at nathanlatka.com/Slack. In the meantime, I'm hanging out with you here on YouTube. I'll be in the comments for the next 30 minutes. Feel free to let me know what you thought about this episode. And if you enjoyed it, click the thumbs up. We get a lot of haters that are mad at how aggressive I am on these shows, but I do it so that we can all learn. We have to counter those people. We got to push them away. Click the thumbs up below to counter them and know that I appreciate your guys' support. All right, I'll be in the comments. See ya.